You gotta like
climb
hey,
over.
I'm coming to you. You gotta be like
That one.
through and you.
Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Teegan.
Teegan.
And I'm Tina. Closer to us. Okay, is that better?
Yeah. All right, cool. So how long you guys been at Cheetahs?
A decade.
A cumulative, probably like
Does that mean on and off?
how many days? Probably 100 days out of 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. No, hours. 100 hours. We work.
Out of 10 years.
No.
Like, when did you guys start?
I started in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, when did I start?
What year is it, 2019?
Yeah, I started in 2010 as well. Worked on and off.
On and off, and then Vegas from there. And then back to Cheetahs, because Cheetahs is the best.
You went to where? Vegas? Yeah. How was that?
It's a lot more work.
Is it?
Yeah.
A lot more money, a lot more work.
Why? Why do you say that? What's more
The
work about
hours
it?
are so long.
Like, it's strict hours. It's not like now where you can just go in whenever you want.
Yeah, it's strict hour. Well, they like
They're
set
not
like
as-
what
yeah.
like 6 hours, but like
Not as laid back.
but you'll hit at like you'll get someone who walks in wasted at like 6 or 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning. You could be in a room for hours and you are leaving and like the sun is like blasting on you and
Yeah.
it's just hard.
But you've also been there since 9 p.m. working in smoke. So
Yeah, that too.
it's hard.
Have to wash your hair every night.
Did you guys start at Cheetahs or did you start in Vegas?
Yeah, Cheetahs.
I started in Alabama, actually.
In Alabama?
So I first started stripping.
How was that?
It was different. It was a lot more of like a party, but it was a good like experience to learn there because it's a lot different in the southern strip clubs than it is in the West Coast for sure.
What's different about it?
Just the people like yeah.
Was it BYOB?
No, it wasn't bring your own bottle.
Somebody
but
said that
it's
was in
like-
Texas. They came in
Yeah,
and tried to
it
bring.
is like that in Texas.
Yeah.
You can like straight roll in with like a keg.
There's no
Really?
rooms, yeah. There's no rooms, just $20 dances, and that's like it.
Oh,
Yeah, and stage. So that's
kinda lame.
really that's where I learned, and then I wanted to come back to California, so that's where I started at Cheetahs.
tight. What made you guys first think about wanting to become strippers, dancers? We're not supposed to say stripper.
A couple things. One, I won Life of the Party my senior year, so like I've always been a party animal, and like was known for like always having my boobs out at like every party.
Perfect.
Like just recently, I did something on my Instagram, like how I did like a poll on like have you actually ever like seen me naked in real life, and I had like so many, like 100 people like yes, and then they would like tell me like when they remembered like me getting naked. So it was. I was 13 years old. It was my friend Timmy Wild Goose's 13th birthday. And I went streaking at his 13th birthday. And I remember I was wearing these like little like underwear, like granny panty type underwears. And
Yeah.
I used to have these cute ones that said Friday on them. And it was like a Friday night. And I went streaking. I had like 15 kids running behind me just like, what the heck is she doing? And like
And you were 13 too?
teen as well.
Savage.
It was his 13th birthday party. And I
Always
was in
been
my
a
underwear, but it
savage.
was like tits out. And I was like, he lived on this huge property up in like Owanga, which is like kind of like Temecula area, like in the mountains. And he had this huge property. And I just took off running like on these like dirt trails. And I had everyone follow me. And I was like the talk of like the entire school, which I'm surprised I didn't get in trouble. But yeah.
That's impressive.
That was it. 13, I think, was wrong. So
That's
getting back
impressive.
to like why I became a dancer, I was working at a mortgage company was when I was like about 17 years old. So I was used to making like really good money. I had like early release and
Did you go to college?
I didn't
Okay.
because dancing kind of was like instant gratification. And like the second I like got enough money, I like wanted to travel. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So going back, I was working for a mortgage company, like wearing a suit, leaving school early, like felt like gangster, right? Like
Yeah.
felt like, get out.
Profesh.
Really cool businesswoman. Then 2008, that whole like recession, all that stuff hit. So I went from working like in Temecula and like making really good money. It was easy to working at some other different mortgage companies and like just not making money, right? It was really stressful. So then my friends started dancing. And yeah, I was used to like the type of money they were making. And I was like, dude, like, yes, this is me. This is my brand. And so that's why I went in.
And so that was about 10 years ago that you decided. At Cheetahs? Like, have you been to any other strip clubs?
Oh my God, I've worked around the world.
Really? I'm interested.
I've worked in San Diego, San Francisco, like Rancho Cordova, Redlands.
Library?
Redlands?
Oh yeah, Orange County. Where else? Las Vegas, obviously. I've worked in Dallas. I've worked in New York City. I've worked in Australia.
How was that? I heard about a strip club in Australia. My friend went.
Like I went to a couple different places, and one of them, like we walked in, it literally looked like you were at like a homecoming like reception at like a high school. Like it was like these tables with like, it was just super cheesy and like just felt like so flimsy and weird. Because in Australia, it's not really big strip club culture how it is in like the States. Like it's kind of like just a fun thing. It's not real taboo. Like people are like, oh, it's the boys, it's Tuesday night, we're gonna go to the strip club, or after football we're going to the strip club. Like in Australia, it's not really like
not as chill.
It's not as chill. It's not like really a big thing that like a lot of people go out and do.
Like,
so,
are people being strippers for a living in Australia?
Yeah, for sure
Really?
there are.
Oh,
But
interesting.
prostitution's legal. So right next to where the strip clubs were, which they don't do that inside the strip clubs there. They're actually quite strict because like they need different like licensing.
Yeah.
But like right around the corner down the street is like brothels. So it's like guys gonna come into like the strip club where they're gonna go like get the real thing, you know.
Yeah.
And then they also have like coins in Australia, so it's kind of weird getting tipped in coins, and you're just like, dude, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm like bounce it on my ass.
Yeah.
So that was weird. But we made like decent money. Like I did like a 1-year work live visa, and I only ended up staying for like 2 months, but it like paid for my time in Australia at least.
How long were you there?
In Australia?
Yeah.
I spent 2 months there. I was in Sydney and Melbourne.
Tight.
Yeah, I loved it.
Cool.
That's a whole nother.
I'm sure. What about you? What made you like first think about it?
Well, I was working at the strip club in Alabama called the Pony, and I was a waitressing there and working behind the bar. And
When you were like what, 18? You just
no,
decided to
actually,
get
I
a
was
job there?
I was 21 at that time, and
Why a strip club if you're gonna be a bartender?
well, I was working at Chili's originally in Alabama, and I was literally making $20 a day, and I'd use $10 in gas.
And what, like tips?
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
leave
shit.
with $20 every day. So
Okay.
that's like was my budget every day was $20. And there was a strip club opening, and I was like, maybe I should just go and apply there. And I had a boyfriend at the time, and he was kind of like, working at a strip club. I was like, it's all good. I'm just gonna waitress. Well, I waitressed and actually made like $400 a night, and like I was kind of like super excited on like just making that much money coming from $20. So one of the managers there was like, you should strip. I think you'd really like it. And I was like, really anti-stripper at that point, like
Even though you worked at one?
yeah, I was very honest. I'll say I was very disturbed about strippers before I even was considering being a stripper. And so I was like, all right. I came in, I begged my best friend to try it with me. We both went in that night, and we made $400 really easy. And then after that, I was like kind of excited because I was stuck in Alabama, and I was like, I want to move back to California. So after that, I started saving my money and worked like a lot and made my way to California. And on the way there, I think I stopped in Texas to work in this random town called Armadillo. And it was called the Beaver. And
The strip club?
Yeah. The Beaver. And they had like little jack off rooms where you could stand. You had to be like, I think 6 feet away from the customer. And they were
Were
able
you
to,
like behind a glass?
No.
You're in the same room.
Same room.
Oh my god.
And guys were just jerking
and
off?
You could jack off in the room, and like that kind of weirded me out. Lucky I was only there one night, but that was.
Did anyone take you in there?
Yeah, I had one person take me in.
How much
there.
did you make for that?
I think it was $150. I left that night. It was it was really awkward because I was just thrown in there, and honestly, I only worked there that night because I got a flat tire in Armadillo on my way back to California, and I was like, I might as well just try the strip club.
You are a savage.
That's so amazing.
You are.
You got a flat tire, and you're like, well,
I
I
might
might
as
just go
well.
use my Beaver.
I'm gonna go try the strip club.
Oh my
So
gosh, that's
I
so
looked
wild.
up the nearest one to
That
the
is
hotel I was staying
crazy.
at, and I walked in there, and the girls in there were like Texas, like way out in the boons, Texas. So they're looking at me like, yeah, you could work here. So I worked there. I think I only was there for like 3 or 4 hours, but the girl walking me through was telling me, yeah, this is the room. The guys can stay here. The napkins are right here. They can jack off right here.
Did they have like a little bottle of lotion or something? Like,
I think they just had the napkins. And that was really what it was.
BYOL.
yeah.
And
Bring
then,
your own lube.
and then their chair. So that was like my
God.
second experience of like being in any other club. So that kind of was like really like I was like, wow, like this is what we're getting into.
Now you went to Cheetahs and
yeah,
you're just like, this is
That
it.
is so
it kind of
weird.
broke me in pretty well.
Armadillo.
Armadillo, Texas, the beaver.
That's so dope.
Yeah, and so then when I finally got to California, like I went to Cheetahs. I had already been to Cheetahs on vacation, like a month before there to see if like I liked it.
In San Diego, because
Yeah.
wasn't there one in Vegas?
Yeah, but I never went to that one.
Okay.
I just flew on out for vacation, and I was like, I'm gonna try Cheetahs and see if I got hired. I got my license, and I tried it for like the week, and I really liked it because I did really well there. And then when I went back to Alabama, I was like slow, like compared to West Coast, and
Yeah.
the customers there are just a lot different. So I was like, I'm ready to go back. So when I made it back to California, I was like, Cheetahs all the way.
Damn, the stripper road trip.
Yeah, and so I've worked there,
That
and
is
I've
dope.
worked in Vegas, and then Palm Springs. I've worked a couple times, and then I've worked in Redlands. In Florida, I've worked at a lot of I've worked at a couple of random places there. So, and in New York. Yeah. Well, that's actually like the biggest.
Seems like a lot of girls have gone to New York and like danced in one of the clubs, like at least like temporarily.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The best. That was actually one of my best nights was in New York of my stripping career.
What's
so.
the most you guys have made in a night? Do you remember? Seems like it'd be a milestone.
Let her tell you hers first.
Oh.
It's a whopper.
I made $12,000 at working at Scores in New York.
Was it from like
One
was
guy,
there
me and my best friend, we both got tipped 10 grand each from him, and then we had $2,000 from
was he
the
like
room.
famous or something?
He was
or?
a hedge fund owner, and he had like 7 of us girls in the room. But me and my friend were the only one that got tipped that much, and the other girls got tipped $5 grand. So that was kind of like a wild night. Like
That is
I was like
wild.
unbelievable. We were both like in shock. We were like, "What the hell? We just left the strip club basically
And
with
that's-
like 20
and that's
grand a
cash?
night." Yeah, we left with the funny money, and they have to transfer into your social security somehow because it was such a large amount. So
Really?
we had like all the smaller money, the $2,000, and they had to wait for the $10,000 tip to go into our account. But
So you like got taxed on that and everything?
actually we didn't. I think
No?
we had to like claim it afterwards, like
Wow.
on what came into our account. But yeah, your turn.
Mine was 5,000 in Vegas. It was also a hedge fund guy from New York.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, he was like super nerdy, like younger guy. And yeah, and it was pretty much off the books because he was like paying for the room and then he just kept like handing me money. I think he was like really
What is
like,
it like in Vegas? Like
Best customer.
I know, right? It's
For-
like can't even dance, just wants to drink and just hands you
And
money.
money.
And it's like, keep it going.
what is it like in Vegas stripping? Like is it the same kind of like as San Diego, or like are you allowed to do more or less, or
No, it's the same as far as like
rules?
how you rules and like how you can dance or whatever.
You have to
Like
be patient,
you have to be patient. It's a lot of sitting. Like you have to really like.
engage.
We like Cheetahs because it's pretty like fast. Like there's no alcohol there, so people come in usually like to get
For
a
us.
dance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you have like if your energy matches, like you can get a dance with someone relatively quick without having to like do a ton of like talking.
yeah.
wait for them to finish their drinks and
and so
smoke.
it's like you gotta like size them up. You gotta look at their watch. You gotta look at their shoes. You gotta
Oh,
like
really?
look at like if it's a good investment to spend time. You gotta like take
Because
those
it
subtle-
takes more time.
It takes more time. You can hit way bigger, but it's more time you have to spend.
You're like a little
more
stripper
emotional
detective.
connection you have to make with those kind of customers, I would say, because they want to get to know you before they're gonna spend a little like money on you. I feel like
Yeah.
so they ask for a little bit more, I think. And then the Vegas vibe, guys always just assume that because they're in Vegas, they just have this power trip of they're gonna get whatever they want a little bit. So that to me is a little bit of a hurdle working at a club like that because
Yeah.
I don't really like when guys act like that.
Yeah. But you can just hit big. Like, it's almost worth it to go in super late and get, like, the people who are, like, wasted and just want a bunch of money or, like, just
Stumbling.
coked out of their mind or something, and they just come in
Wanna
and,
hang
like,
out.
just fly their money to you. You
Yeah.
know? It's just, like, yeah.
Are they open 24 hours there?
Yes.
Really?
That's
insane,
why
yeah.
you could wait from 9
That's
at night
nuts.
until 9 in the morning before a big one comes in.
Yeah, and then like once that person comes in, you're stuck in a room, and it's like game on. You know, you gotta like. But most of the time, they're fucked up.
You gotta
so
perform.
It's easy because like you can just like hang out. But my thing is like I do like to drink and party and have a good time. And so if I meet someone who's really fun in the club, like I'll just want to like drink and party. So that's why I really enjoy working at Cheetahs, because there isn't the option of alcohol. And it's just like I actually don't need to drink to work. Like some girls like to go to the bar and have a few drinks before they go into work. I don't need to, but I'm like a fun person. So like if I meet someone and they're fun, I'm like, I love you, you're so much fun. Like let's just drink all night together, you know? And so that actually works out sometimes money-wise being like that.
Yeah.
But then I don't go to work the next day because I'm like up all night and I'm like hungover and I'm tired, and
And it evens out.
Yeah.
so then it evens out, you know? But I'm like an experienced person. Like I'll choose experience over anything usually.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm like, work in Australia? Let's fucking do it.
What made you like want to go into it? Just like making more money?
Yeah, I was okay. So I was used to just when I worked for the mortgage industry, I actually dated the vice president. He had like the hots for me since I was 17, and I was always just like, he wasn't that old. Like I was actually, the company was owned by a 24-year-old that had made like in the boom like all of the money, and he's driving like Lambos and Ferraris, and like he was like an overnight like multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
And like, everybody that worked for them was all like young and like good looking, you know. So the vice president was relatively young. I think I was 17 and he was like 26 or 27. So I mean, it's not like crazy far off. I always felt mature for my age, you know.
Yeah.
He had the hots for me, and I was always just like, no, not interested. And then finally, I turned 18. Like, you know, it was on because it was legal, right?
Yeah.
And he like wooed me, and I was like the first time I felt like taken care of by someone. And he wasn't like, he was fun and like cool and like took care of me. So I kind of got like an easy-ish like work life there. You know what I mean? Because like he was handing me stuff and whatever. So I was used to like not working that hard and making good money. And I was like, where else am I gonna like
Doing the bare minimum.
where else am I gonna be able to do like the bare minimum and get fucking paid? You know? And I was like, strip club. Like I already love being naked. I love people.
From an early age.
Literally
from an early
when I
age.
was a child, anytime my grandfather would bring out the video
Top
camera.
off.
I would do the bare butt dance. I would just pull out my underwear and like shake my butt in front of the camera. They call it the bare butt dance. Like every time I would see the camera, I would just like turn around and like do like this. Like I never
You were born to be a star.
nudity. Never like I was just like whatever. It's just like nudity. It doesn't need to mean anything, you know. And yeah, so like the stripping thing, I hate having a schedule. I hate having a boss. I hate having a schedule.
When the alarm goes off, we're like, do
I
we
don't
really
set
need
alarms.
to do this?
I don't set alarms. Yeah, I look at it and I'm like, oh, do I really need to go to that?
No.
Nah. I was like, she's gonna find me like $50 for a show. Fuck it, I don't care. Like, I hate
That.
I hate commitment. I hate scheduling. I hate having a boss. Anybody tell me what to do. Like, I want to be able to be spontaneous. Like, that's what I feel like I was put on this earth to do, is like play and be me. And that's why dancing has always just been like something I love to do, because it's like I make as much money as I need to do, like travel, whatever I need. It's up to me.
Because you can make your own money.
I make my own money. So like, I want to go here, and I know how much I need to work to be able to go there. Or I want this. I know how much I need to work to get X. And so it feels good to be self-sustainable. I've never had to rely on anybody else. Like my family, I've never had to ask anybody for a loan. Like I have very, very low credit card debt. I've, you know, like paid off everything like cash. So it's awesome. But you also spend it really fast, because it's just like boom, in your hand, and you're just
We were
like,
going to make it back tomorrow.
Yeah.
We always make it back tomorrow. But are we going to go to work tomorrow?
right.
Exactly. Are you going to wake up for the alarm?
Not working recently.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. What were you doing from
Honestly,
18 to 21 before you started bartending?
I was working at Chili's.
That's right.
Yeah. After that, I've always wanted the American dream of getting a house. So that was kind of like my first initial goal, was buying a house and property. And that's kind of what was my driver of kind of really getting into dancing and wanting to like do something, I guess, with it. So that was my initial like motivation. And then after I started Cheetahs, I kind of went to Vegas because I wanted more money.
Yeah. So real quick, somebody asked on Instagram, what is his name? The Anonymous Outsider, asked, which club is better to dance at in Vegas, Sapphires, Rhino, or CH3?
I've worked at all of them.
I know, me too.
So it's hard to
So
say. I
what's the
spent
best
the
one?
most time at Rhino.
Same.
I really loved Crazy Horse 3. I did really well there. And like, they kind of let you like choose your prices too.
More
Like,
locals there.
For the dances?
yeah, like I mean, it's not like a thing, but they don't
It's not
care.
like-
Like if you talk to a guy and you're like, oh, it's $400 for half an hour, when normally I think they charge them
That's
like
so
300 or
corporate there.
something.
That's why we
you
like
just
the
be like, oh, okay, we're doing a half. They won't discuss the money. They'll just kind of let you like do your thing.
Yeah.
And it's more fun. Like they got a really big pole there, and so it's like more like twerk and like pole action.
What do you mean by that? Like a tall pole, like a
They have, like,
fireman's
really
pole?
high pole. It goes like really high.
Oh,
like
interesting.
I think Rhino's is a little
Just
bit
like
shorter.
fun, like more parties.
Yeah, so
like
like
a-
Rhino's really good for like money, like businessmen, like they come in, the serious.
Like type A.
But it's like you gotta like sit, and those are the ones you kind of like need to sit with and like just
Gotta spend the time.
territory.
Or-
You gotta do your little stripper investigating to
Crazy
see
Horse
like
is a
who's
little
gonna.
more fast, like fun, like atmosphere, and then.
Yeah.
I did like Sapphires. The only thing is it's like like you're in a freaking
Too huge.
football field when you walk in. So
Oh,
if it's
really?
if it's not full, it looks empty, and they like curtain off half of it. It's like this huge auditorium, so like everybody can see everywhere. It's just a big square with all the chairs. So say you see this guy, and he's fucking like 17 chairs back there, and all the chairs are like the strip club chairs with the tables. You gotta like
Climb
hey,
over.
I'm coming to you. And you're gonna be like,
That one.
through, and you're like, don't, I'm fucking going to him. Like, you know,
Like,
like, and it's
you
like,
gotta-
yeah,
You're
yeah,
doing fucking
hard.
sign language.
yeah.
Just not it's like set up like Sephora.
Okay.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's just like massive.
That's
So-
insane.
People. I never had a good experience.
But I like it.
at
I've
Sapphire.
actually made really good money at Sapphires because they have a lot of rooms there. They have more rooms than anywhere. So it's like you can always get in a room. It sucks when you get a guy and they're ready to spend, and then you got to wait
Yeah.
for like 30 minutes for the room, and then you're like talking, and like honestly, I would way rather dance than talk in a club. Like I'd rather dance the entire
Well-
time than talk at all.
Yeah, and aren't you're making money if you're dancing, right?
Yeah.
Compared
but,
to
like-
talking, or like is there
No.
you would just rather be dancing than
I'd just
talking?
rather talk.
Well, some people like to talk like when you're dancing, and like honestly, sometimes I'd rather just like dance for them than like talk, because talking takes a little bit more energy. I feel like
More
sexuality a little
yeah.
bit away from it, because then they're all of a sudden your friend.
if I'm drinking, then that's fine. Like then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, then we're like going
Vibing,
back,
whatever.
vibing and stuff. But like sometimes it's just easier just to like dance, and sometimes I don't want to be stuck in a room with someone for that long. I'd rather just like quickly like, unless they're cool.
Yeah.
They're not always cool.
Or if they
I'm
fall
sure.
asleep.
I've seen the guys that come in.
Yeah.
Or if they fall asleep, is that what he said?
I got a sleeper story.
At CH3.
Real quick, okay. We'll go into that.
Okay. Yeah.
Another question, kind of a weird one, but Stephen Miller 818 asked, "What is the breast size for both of you?"
We're titty sisters, by the way.
Does that mean it's the same?
doctor. No,
Okay.
No, hers
same
are
doc-
like double my size.
I had smaller ones to begin with that were 350 cc's, and then I went to 605 cc's.
605. Okay, cool. I don't know what that means, but
So D's, right? Double D's?
They're like triple D's now.
Triple D's? I
Okay.
guess I have like small D's. Small D's. Maybe C's. What do you think, C's?
C's.
I got big
Big
C's.
what does it mean like for the CC? Yours
What do you have? 350s?
I have 325 cc.
She already had boob before though.
A little bit.
yeah.
But I didn't want like
I mean, obviously, she was showing him off when she was 13. She had
Yeah, she
something
had
to
something
show.
to
I
show.
didn't have boobs.
You had good boobs.
I just never cared. It wasn't about what I looked like. It's about what I felt like.
And you were
And
just
I didn't get fake boobs until 2017 when
Not
I
even 2 years ago yet.
not even 2 years ago. I rocked
Really?
my little tits and
had to
made
talk
all
her
my money
into
with
it.
my little boobies. And
I was like, just do it. You live once, and now she loves it.
I was so scared. I backed out of like 2 different deposits of getting my boobs done because I was so scared to change my boobs because I liked them. They were perky and cute.
yeah. You just want them bigger.
I wanted to
they
change.
still look real. Like they look.
Yeah, they
like
look
her
real.
boobs. Exactly.
People
the
like
same.
people think they're real all the time, which is what I told the doctor I wanted.
Yeah.
Because he does a lot of really big boobs at Cheetahs, and I said I don't want the big boobs.
I had the boobs originally that looked real.
Yeah.
That she wanted. That's why she wanted boobs. 'Cause
Yeah.
Mine looked like they could have been real.
And what, now you don't think so?
No, they don't look like they could be real anymore, but I do get asked a lot still for some reason. But I probably went a little bit bigger than maybe I initially really should have now that I look back a little
She's
bit.
crazy. She goes back and forth. She's
it's
like, I
never-
want 800. I want tits out to here. And then she's like, I want smaller boobs. And then she wants bigger boobs.
I know.
But like, don't do anything for a while.
It's when you work around titties all the time, you get boob dysmorphia.
You do. You always like when I'm at the club, I want my boobs bigger. When I'm outside of the club, I like the size of my boobs.
Yeah.
But when I'm in there, I'm like,
Oh
I would like
you know
bigger
what?
boobs.
Small boobs are kind of in right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
It's about the booty.
it's not about exactly. Yeah. So it's like
Small dicks are into.
it is what it is. Yeah.
I love a small dick.
She loves
small dicks for the win. 2019.
Oh, I don't
That's a
really
thing.
discriminate, but small dicks you can fuck more times,
Doesn't
Yeah.
without hurting.
Doesn't wear you out as much.
right?
I have to put it so much work.
Doesn't hurt as bad.
Does it? Yeah. Big dicks like a fun shock factor. Small dicks is marathon. Small dicks is on.
That's fucking awesome. What do you like most about Cheetahs? This is another question for Anthony Cedillo, who's actually watched every podcast so far. So good for you, man.
Oh, does he get a free something?
Yeah, free dance from you.
hat.
Oh, come on in, Anthony.
Come on in.
Is it you?
Yeah.
I like them people who work there.
Yes,
you
I was
like?
gonna say the people who
The,
work there.
the girls
The environment,
and
the management's amazing. I'm
Yeah.
not just saying that. Like I've worked around the world and I've never felt
We're at home.
more at home. You truly are your own boss there, as long as you like keep it together. I don't know. We've been there for a long time, so we might have different relationships with people.
Yeah.
But like, everyone is just kind. You never feel like sexually harassed. You never feel like you're going to someone you need to be scared to talk to them about
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like they come to you on the same level and they treat you as an important person.
And even walking in, like the girls are just so welcoming. Like I've never walked into a place where everybody's like, "Hi, Tina, where have you been?" Like, "Hi."
It's
Like,
vibe for
it's
sure.
like
And the
Really?
fitting room, like no one fights. Very rarely. Sometimes
they're drunk.
when they're drunk, like it's weird. There'll be like this weird night where everyone's fucking wasted and
Yeah.
you're just sitting there like,
Wow, it's a
"Wha-
shit
did I
show."
miss the memo?" And like,
You're, like, sitting
everybody's just
back.
like fucking like their heels on
I
the
love
floor.
nights like that though, because that's the fun part. You're like, we were
I know, I'm like
snapping,
low
like,
key.
that's good.
Yeah, low key. I wish I could be like putting this on the internet somewhere. You know what I mean? But yeah, the management is just great, and the girls are great, and no one fights. No one's
we
really
can do what we
trashy.
want.
No one's on like drugs. Like
Yeah, and we do what we want. We can leave when we want. We don't have to beg somebody to let us go home. Like we can go and like we can even go next door and have a drink if we want.
oh, for sure.
Like,
I've went next door and then forgot it was even working. And I'm like, ugh.
Have you?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Plenty
awesome.
of times. I used to fuck Cheetahs up. I can't believe I never got fired from there. Like the shit I would do.
Yeah, it's just she does this.
Back in the day, they just like, I don't know. I used to get twisted. Like I was on like vodka and like, man, they've seen some shit. And like, they were just always like, "Oh, Teegan, you're so silly." And I'm just like, now if anybody tried to pull that shit, they'd be fired for sure.
Really?
I'm not a drinker at work. I don't drink while I work. I've never have. I'm just pretty silly.
Are
They
you?
had to call my mom one Christmas Eve to come get me. Next to me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like, "Do you know what happened last night?" I was
She's
like,
like-
"I have no clue." I got so wasted, no one could calm me down. They like put me in my car and accidentally locked all of the doors. I was in the passenger seat. My roommate was gonna drive me home, and I locked all the doors. And like they said, they were like, "You were like the exorcist. You couldn't figure out how to unlock the door, and your handprints were like all over every window in your
Oh my
car."
god.
She has a switch when she drinks.
Sometimes I do. Yeah, I can definitely. Who knows where I go? But they had to call my fucking mom to come get me. It was so bad on Christmas Eve. I used to
That
love
is
working holidays because I would
wild.
just get shit faced.
Yeah. Do you still?
Do I work all now?
No.
I never work ever anymore, really.
We work like honestly we work 11:30 until like 2, sometimes 12. Like
So you guys like the late night shifts?
yeah, we like it when it's busy, like when there's a vibe.
I always say work smarter, not harder. And I make really good money when I just
Go in and
go in and like people are ready for dances. They haven't seen you circulating. They haven't like you haven't asked them a million times they want to dance, and you're like fresh meat, and they're just like, "Whoa, where'd you come from?" And then they're ready to go.
and
Interesting.
then Vegas kind of helped influence the late night shift.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to work so many hours. We'd get there like 7 o'clock and work till close. We were a lot younger and more, what's that called when you're young?
Motivated. New stripper money is exciting.
Yeah, it seems exciting. I wish I could make it. Anthony asks, well, first off, he said, "I love everyone in Cheetah's Club," so thanks for that. And are the girls single?
Yes.
Nice. Come on in, Anthony. Come on in.
in, baby.
Come on in for a dance. So go ahead and get back to the sleeper story.
Oh, so there was this guy who used to come in on day shift because I worked day shift for a while.
Where in Cheetahs?
Cheetahs.
Okay.
He's my age. He actually went to he grew up in my area and he went to another high school. But he was a Indian, right? So we get all this like Indian reservation money in.
Yeah.
So he like came in, he would dance with my roommate and a couple other girls, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, D came in," and like he would drop like grands, right? Like lots of money. Mm-hmm. And then my roommate was finally just like, "I can't deal with him anymore. Like if you want him, I'll introduce you guys, but I can't deal with him because he'd get really belligerently drunk."
From going to like the bullpen and then coming back?
The bullpen and coming back, and he would just like not be able to talk or like and she was just like, I just don't want to deal with it. And he would get like really angry too. Like you'd like start fights with you and stuff. And so it was like, you had to fight him for your money. Like you knew you were going to get it, but like he wanted to do this like fight or something. And so like
he likes to role play.
He ended up giving me, I think, probably the most money out of anyone there. But he would come in and I was Rich's like highest tip out like today. I think I tipped out on like $3,000 or something is what he had given me. But he would come in, he was a sleeper. So he would come in, he'd get super wasted at bullpen, he'd go back and forth. I'd have to wear like a sweater when I'd go in because I'd be freezing. Like I wouldn't do any dances. I would just sit back there and he'd literally fall asleep on me. And this is like before like really social media or anything. So I don't even know what I did. I think I just like kind of sat there. Like maybe I had my phone. Like I don't even know.
Like in the club?
In the club, yeah, in the VIP room. He would sleep and then he'd like wake up and I'd tell him what he owed me. And then he would like do it some more or go next door to the bar. So then like he came in for months.
This guy sounds like a savage. It's like someone I want to be like.
He ended up being like a couple DUIs, right? And he was about to go to like jail. Perfect. And I was like, you need to like take care of your life, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then he's like, JB, how much to go to Disneyland with me? And I was like, he's like 9,000. He said the number. He's like 9,000. I was like, yeah, 9,000 to go to Disneyland with you. And he's like, okay, bitch, I went to Disneyland and got $9,000. Okay. So I met him up at Disneyland. We stopped by downtown Disney. Had to get fucking wasted before in downtown Disney. By the time we got in, we went to go to the Matterhorn. Waited in line for like an hour and a freaking half to go to Matterhorn. It's like pulling teeth. Like he doesn't really talk and like have conversation. He's so drunk you can't conversate with him. Mm-hmm. So I'm just standing in line for like an hour and a half with this like guy that's like just like dozing off. Yeah. Get to the front. He's like, I don't want to go on the ride anymore. And I was like, you don't want to go on the ride anymore? I was like, we're going on the fucking ride. Like we just waited in line all that time. We're going on the ride. Throws his fit like he's a 5-year-old. And I was like, if you can't be happy at the happiest place in the world, there's no fucking hope for you. I was like, give me my money. So I like pretty much drug him out of Disneyland like he was like my child. And he got me fucking $9,000. And I love Disneyland. I was only up there for like 3 hours total.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Your life is wild.
It was pretty wild. Yeah. I was like, see ya, D.
Sleep.
Hey, but if you're watching this, come and see me.
Go back to sleep in a fucking Cheetahs.
I get to nap too.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Then I heard that he got like a 3rd DUI and like did some jail time, or maybe he ended up getting out of it. But I like had to cut it off because it was just it was like depressing to be around him. Really, It wasn't worth the money. Like, you know,
kind of like where you're
fighting and like being annoyed with someone. I was like,
draining.
Well, it's kind of worth the money a little bit, but
yeah, right.
I felt bad for him mainly. Like I do have a heart, and like he's my age, and like that fucked up. You know, I was like, dude, just do something with your life.
Yeah. We'll ask the questions, okay? And whoever has the most points, like whoever's done the most things, will be the winner.
I got carbonated smart water.
There you go.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Okay.
All right, cool. So have you guys ever had a one-night stand?
Yes.
No.
No?
No.
Never?
Never.
So like never sex on a first date?
No.
Okay.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
I really like that.
I believe it. Okay.
Are you writing this down so we know who's?
Yeah. I'll keep track.
I already said
there's
she's
not gonna
gonna
be
be
very
the-
many questions. It's gonna be
Who's
quick.
gonna win? We already know.
So you're not wild. Okay.
No.
Have you guys ever had a threesome?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Nice. There you go. How was that? Was it awkward or was it?
18 and it
Yeah.
wasn't like.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like.
I mean,
what it was. It was like more show and like. Oh, it's
I'd rather redo it again. I'm open to doing it again now that I'm adult.
Well, we could talk about doing it again. Okay.
Hey, we got all we need right here.
Exactly. IG Live would love to see it.
Yeah, check.
Card left.
Yeah,
Gotta
literally.
Venmo that.
You gotta pay us for that premium.
Have you ever had sex in public? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well. Oh, anal. Last question. Have you ever done anal?
Like 2 times.
Yeah.
I like anal.
She's anal and she also likes anal.
Anal. Yeah,
Oh.
very anal.
And all.
I'm very anal.
So I would say you win that one.
Me?
Yeah, on that right there.
Oh, 'cause I like anal.
Yeah. Either way, you had less points. So, shirt off for you to show the
What size they are.
IG
Show the
Live.
sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Show the 600.
Show the
Show the
605.
600s.
Just shake them.
Damn,
Perfect.
I should have lost on purpose.
Take yours off.
Shake it.
Yeah.
We're boob sisters.
Where?
Just show them off. It's okay.
Yeah, same doctor.
Was it expensive? I had a friend that
That bad.
she
Good
saved
investment.
from like 16 to 18.
Why? You only have to put half down.
She paid, well, how much is it? She paid like,
$6 grand.
yeah, like 6,000 or 7,000, but she put it all, she paid it
Way
all.
more than that.
Like 6,700 altogether.
Oh, like 7.
Yeah. Tight.
I got armpit lipo, but I don't know if it really did anything, to be honest.
To what? Get rid of the,
Well, I was just like, while they're in there and I'm under, they give you like, they tell you all the other prices of stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, just whatever. Like, I'm already
Was this
under,
part?
like,
okay.
yeah, right
All
in here, but like I still got
Yeah.
like,
Well, I mean, that's just skin.
I think it was like
creasing.
4 inches more. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just getting back to the IG Live. Good job. Good answers. We are going to wrap it up. All right. So, why don't you tell the camera what days? Just say, I know exactly.
What days?
The
Um,
You
weekend.
cannot count on me.
Mostly
call,
the weekend.
call and ask if I'm working. I get in around 10:30, 11.
At night.
Yeah.
So it's random. Like there's
I would
literally
say
no
my days are
set day.
usually weekends, but I'm leaving out of town. I'm going to Austria on Saturday for a week, and then I go into China for like 10 days.
Holy shit.
So I'm going to be gone for a while.
That's wild. You need a travel companion that you want to pay for.
Then I want to pay for it. Then
She
I'm trying to
wants
get
to be-
someone to pay for me. Okay.
She wants to be the travel companion.
Yeah,
I'll be
literally.
there through the weekend. I don't get there till late though.
So usually if somebody wanted to find you guys Friday or Saturday
Yeah,
at night.
after 10.
Yeah, around 11. Yeah, like 10. After 10.
After 10.
Tight.
But you can always call in. I'm going to be trying to be better at working more when I get back, like more stable. But weekends, if I'm in town, like I always work
Yeah.
weekends because it's like the most
it's gonna be busy.
people, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't have to stand around.
It's only 2 days a week, huh?
And I'm going to be broke after my trip, so I'll be there.
You gotta be there.
And it's the holidays.
Exactly. All right. So who knows the hours of the club and who wants to say them?
From 12 to 2.
12 to 2. What
PM.
days? 12 p.m. to 2 a.m.
7 days a week.
There you go.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'll say 2:30 on the weekend. Friday and Saturday, we stay up until about 2:30. The last girl goes on stage.
Really?
Are you allowed to say that?
I don't know, but we'll
I don't
edit it out if we can't. Cool. Good job. Break.